So today I'm going to talk about the flexible automation, what that means for us, what that means for the stakeholders or for the industry. Historically, if we go back and if we start thinking about all the inventions which have been done already, which exist today as a sort of norm for us, those all things possibly have come into place because of the human adventure, right? Or because of unconventional thinking. So somebody at some place started thinking about which nobody thought about, and that actually created something which was never there, right? But unfortunately, somehow that unconventional thinking and that sort of adventure or experiment is not too much there in the supply chain. At least was not there in the last couple of decades. If we further think about that, I mean, why it is so? If everywhere the unconventional thinking, the adventure, the experiments have been happening, which have been bringing to new things, why not in the warehouse? And I'm not saying these are the only reasons. I'm sure that there must be different reasons as well. But if we look back, then we would realize that the investment into the automation in the warehouse was not easy. It's something which is a big investment. And especially with the changing business needs, that investment even becomes a bigger question. And business is dynamic, business is not static, we all know that. I mean, the companies which are into e-commerce, they want to get into streaming. The companies which are into streaming, they want to get into e-commerce. The people want to add more products to their business. So there are different changes which are happening in the business scenarios. The distribution models are changing, the product mix are changing, the channel mix are changing. So all of that is actually having a very dynamic kind of business environment, which is in need of the business for sure. Okay, there is no question mark on that. And because all these business dynamics are there, that is ultimately bringing a lot of changes which are required in the warehouses as well. Now changes could be on various aspects. Changes could be on the scale, right? Changes could be on the layout. Changes could be on the process flow. Changes could be on the material handling, right? How the things are moved from one place to another place within the warehouse or out of the warehouse. Changes would also be there on the location. I mean, one might have to decide that, rather than having small warehouses, I'm going to have a big distribution center, because that's what the business dynamics has brought into picture. Right? Now, when you do these changes into the warehouse, it might look easy, but then think it from the perspective of making a huge investment into the warehouse from the automation perspective. And what will happen if you have to change the warehouse, let's say after a year or 1.5 years? What do you do with that investment which was done with respect to the automation? And I think that has been one of the major contributors of people not really thinking too much unconventional into the warehouse, or not making too much of changes into the warehouse with respect to the automation, right? Because ultimately it's questioning the automation efficiency when you have to actually stuck to that particular warehouse and not really think about that, how do I improve the supply chain. And all our businesses, everything is driven today in the business economy by the customer on the other side of the table, who basically has different expectations and different needs. And unless you are actually able to fulfill that need, the business does not happen. The warehouse evolution has already outpaced as far as the customer expectations are concerned. It's already having the people who are like, we already working a lot in the warehousing space. They already are talking about a scenario that in the next 10 years, probably the warehouse, the way it is known today, might not exist, right? Or the warehousing model, the way it is known today, might not exist, okay? Because the expectations are changing so fast. So I think all of that is driving the people who are working in the warehouse or building the warehouse or who are using the warehouse is to think about an automation which is adaptable to the customer or consumer needs. And that's where the flexible warehouse or flexible automation comes into picture. There is another slide which is talking about another dimension and further emphasizing on the point which I am you put an automation and it will keep on happening. So you give A, the B comes out. So that's a piece of automation which is in between, which is making this happen. But that's more of repetitive. So there is nothing much which is changing. You have to bring pallet and you have to send pallet out. Perfect. You just put some kind of system in place, it will never change, and you just keep on driving that, right? But the moment there is a complexity in the system, the moment there is a change in the system, the moment there are anticipated variances in the inputs and outputs which cannot be foreseen today, that's where the challenge comes. And that's where I think just having the automation probably doesn't solve the problem. And that's where the intelligent automation is needed. And one of the major factors in that is that intelligent automation is the flexibility. And that's where, if you see in this slide, there are a couple of units which have been shown, which are the standard autonomous modular units. So I think that's one of the, you will see further in the slides, that's one of the major building blocks of the flexible automation that is based on the autonomous portable mobile units. Okay, that's one of the foundational things. The next thing which is important, which is also visible on this slide, is the machine learning. I mean, we cannot actually predict everything what is going to happen tomorrow and program it today. The system has to be intelligent enough to learn as it works and becomes more intelligent over the time. And that's basically the artificial intelligence and the machine learning. So the automation system or the system which is supposed to be flexible has to be intelligent, which basically learns on its own. Okay? So if for example there is a new product which is being added to the product list, new SKU is being added, I mean one should be able to just add it and then the system should be able to adapt it. Right? So those kind of things, those are expected. And what ultimately it brings to the consumers is the scalability, because these are modular units, is the flexibility, and it basically solves the complexity if there is a complexity which is there in the process. That's the vision which we have been working on, GreyOrange, and of course the picture which you see here, that's our dream, which is a completely flexible automation. There is nothing which is bolted on the floor. It's everything as that today, if you want to shift your house, today if you want to pack your things, just move, right? Go to a new place, okay? Some of the things are already realities today. Some of the things are yet to be a reality, but they are already on the product roadmap, so we are pretty sure that we will be there. And all of this, we are being driving through one of our platforms, which is Grey Matter. That's a decision science-based driven software, which is collaborating between all these modular and portable intelligent units, and is able to make them work together. So this is just to emphasize further, I mean, this flexible automation, what exactly this means for us. So it's actually based on 5 core building blocks. So the first and the foremost, these are the mobile systems, which means that nothing should be bolted, it should be modular. It should be modular, it should be portable, it should be mobile, as the word is, right? The second is that it has to be modular. Because if you want to bring this scalability, if you want to bring the flexibility, it has to be modular, which means that if I want to scale the system, I add few more units. It's good. If I want to reduce the scale down system, then I take out few units and it comes down, right? So it has to be as modular as I'm saying. The next, which is also very important, collaborative, right? Now, I know that the collaboration is a very generic word, and collaboration even means that I actually pass on a piece of paper to the gentleman sitting here. That's also I am collaborating with him. Collaboration also means that I have the inputs and I take those inputs and manually put into the other system, right? But here we are talking about collaboration which is real time, which is that all the agents, all the devices which are there within that warehouse, they are talking to each other on the real time basis and working exactly like, you know, a sort of colony of ants. You know, the colony of ants, they are so synchronized with each other that they only work for one thing, which is the goal of the colony, right? So ultimately, I mean, all these things, they have to work in that kind of synchronization, and that's not going to be possible until unless they are completely synchronized and they are collaborating with each other. Next is the connected system. So everything within that warehouse has to be connected with each other as well as to the centralized system. It has to have the connectivity, and then only you can bring the collaboration, then only you can bring the real-time intelligence, then only you can bring the analytics into it. Right? So it has to be connected. And last but not the least, that's the foundational thing. That's the foundational thing of all the earlier 4 blocks. And that is the intelligent software. That is software which is based on the artificial intelligence. That is software which is based on machine learning. That is software which is based on decision science. That is software which is in the real time is able to decide that what changes have to be done as far as the process is concerned. You know, if I have to, for example, while the orders were already planned to be picked up, but if there is a priority order which is coming, the software should be in a position to decide after knowing that tab that I have to change and I have to break this order first. So that's the last which is being shown in the building block, but that's the foundational building block of the flexible automation system. So on the bottom side you see some of the automated some of the autonomous hardware platforms which we already have. These are some of the bots as you see, which is goods to person system for the intra-logistics. Also we have a bot. Then we have an autonomous picking, which is a cobot. We have the sorters. We very soon, in fact, in Germany, some of you might have also read in the press release also, which we have actually brought a couple of weeks back for Logitech. We are also bringing the sortation system again based on the robots, which is again mobile, and also the third party. We are also able to integrate some of the third parties. On the top of this slide, you see some of the apps, which is of course growing. So as of then, we are actually solving one application. We are making an app for that, and that's the complete app store which we are creating. And the core of the thing is the GreyOrange, which is software platform, which is based on the decision science, which is able to communicate between these various apps and the various hardware platforms, and of course as well as the customer system is concerned. So that's the stitching layer of the complete thing. So these are some of the slides which are basically talking about that as far as the journey of the flexible automation is concerned. If you see as far as the whole inbound to outbound is concerned, there is a particular problem which is being solved by this flexible automation. So somehow the device is not really friendly. But for example, it started with the inbound. So in the inbound, we are able to handle the GRN and the QC, so that we can easily do with some of our products. The inventory management, so that's again an autonomous good process as well as inventory storage, and the picking process, which is being handled by our particular platform, which is robotics-based platform, in which it's a complete system, which is the bot and the mobile storage unit, in which you keep the items. And then of course an operator workspace where the operator is working and picking these items. But of course we can also use our sorters for the order consolidation. There are some recognition from the industry. So consecutively 3 years we have been part in the robotics, the RBR, Robotic Business Review report, in the top 50 robotics companies in the world. Our founder and the co-founder, they have been the under 35 innovators in the world in the MIT review. And of course, one of the BBC studies that has actually confirmed us as one of the biggest robotics company of India. I think there, in fact, and you will see in fact in the next slide as well. I think as an Indian company, we are proud to, of course, we have the headquarters in Singapore, but ultimately, this is an Indian company. The founder and the co-founder are Indians. It has been a proud moment when we, being the Indian company, actually put the robots in Japan. So we have 3 working sites in Japan, and we have 2 more sites which are coming up in Japan. So that's really a very interesting and very encouraging thing for us. Thank you. So these are some of the names. Of course, there are many more, but of course we cannot put everything on the slide. We are not actually allowed. by the customers because of their own policies. But these are some of the names which of course are in the public domain, and most of those names are pretty known. So I don't think I need to actually talk more about that. Yeah, so this is also one of the things which I want to talk about. So I think one of the major reasons for our success is also our partners. So today we have the partnerships in almost all the parts of the world. These partners are the sales partners, these partners are the integration partners, these partners are the service partners, and of course whatever business, whatever achievements, whatever wins we have generated, that's together with these partners. So definitely that's also one of the very important things which we have as far as our portfolio is concerned. And of course this partner network is growing, so we are looking for more partners to work with us as we go along this journey. This is just a slide which is about the global footprint, so I already talked about it, that we are present, we have the clients in almost all the 4 continents, and you can see it here. Some of the logos are there which I can actually announce, but there are some of the names, like for example you see one of the names, the leading CPG brand, Confidential in India. So of course I am not supposed to talk about that, but there are a couple of other names as well which we have put in as the names. We cannot actually show the logos, but that clearly shows, I mean, almost every part of the world we have already deployed the system which is working, and we are managing that. So almost around 70+ installations all over the world we have till date, and that's growing as we speak, and the 5 regional offices through which we are actually supporting these particular installations. So